Hey, we're live. How you people doing out there? Let me get my command center up and running here, so to speak. We'll get this thing started tonight. What are you doing, boy? You want to come say hi to the people? There's people watching us on the YouTube right now, right here on my phone. Here, wave to them. Say hi.
Hi.
Tell them your name.
My name is Eli.
Eli. Eli's going to be hanging out with us tonight. Am I first? Pro players, you were first. Congratulations, my brother. All right, come here. Can you come over here? Talk to the people a little bit. Say hi. Hi, everybody. Let's see what they're saying. Hold on. Let's open the comments. You ready? Let's see. Oh, everybody's saying hi. Tim Rhodes is on. Look at all the people. T. Lowe is saying hi to you. Hey, we're having a good time. Look, I was off the water today. You can probably tell I actually got a collared shirt on. I have a 6th Sense hat that's not a fishing hat on. I had to go get a little boat maintenance, a little hourly maintenance done on the old red rig today. But, all right, buddy, go sit down right over there, okay? I'm going to talk to people. That's my youngest son, Eli. He's hanging out with me tonight. He got in a little trouble. Got a little attitude with his mama, so he wasn't allowed to go to the pool party that his brother's at right now. So, didn't you? Come here. Didn't you?
Yes.
Did you get in trouble?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And when you get in trouble, you don't get to do fun things, right?
Yes.
That's right. All right. Go sit down, Bubba. Yeah, Uptown be like the collar shirt. Oh, it came back. Magically, it came back. Got the ears lower, got the beard trimmed a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, still with them Marine Corps regs every once in a while. Of me and Eli. We need to get Eli on a video. I don't think Eli's ever done a video. Yeah, you've been there too, Michael Eden. Guess what? I was there plenty. He is his father's child. But anyways, guys, it's getting hot quick, man. These fish are already starting to try to transition into their like full-on summer patterns. Post-spawn has come to an end abruptly, and now it's hot. The water's hot, the weather's hot. When we get wind like today, it helps. I wish I could have fished today. It was killing me to not be able to fish today. But that's the way it goes. Collar T, OMG, that's right. All right, let's start talking about some top 5 baits, and we'll just cover some shallow water stuff first. You know, this is my old trusty Rusty. This thing's probably in here. If there's 52 weeks in a year, this thing's in here, at least 30 of them. But a chatterbait, 3/8 ounce chatterbait, or this is a half-ounce chatterbait with impact shad. That is the baddest chatterbait trailer in the world, man. This thing has been phenomenal on the back of the chatterbait. And we've been catching some really big fish on it. It's not just catching little unders and stuff like that. You get up in them grass flats in the right area where there's still some big gizzard shad, and you can catch some monster fish on that chatterbait, as well as the Smash Tech Hollow Belly. This is the 6-inch. With my customers, I'm primarily throwing the 4.5-inch. But if you're coming up practicing for owner's tournament, you want to try and swing for big fish, hey, the 6-inch Hollow Belly is the deal around the grass with the where the big gizzards are, if you're seeing the big gizzards. All right, now comes one that you can kind of do either. This is Joe Spade's Flutter Spoon. This is the medium-sized one. I'll throw this one out deep. There's a smaller size one that I throw in the grass. I will throw this one in the grass a little bit if I'm really looking for a big bite. I like the smaller one in the grass. It rips through the grass a lot better, but you can throw both sizes, deep and shallow. This with the single hook on it, not a treble hook, will go through brush pile. It'll come in and out of brush piles, and when it does hang up, it's a lot easier to get off. Anything that you want to fish it out deep, it's just a lot more, snag free. And when it does hang, it's easier to get loose. So, Joe Spates. As for the grass spoon, this is the medium size. He has one bigger than this. I really don't use that one as much. I do like to use the big spoons out deep, but for grass, I'm using the small one and this one a little bit. And yes, that's what I caught the 10-pounder on. If you guys followed, I caught a 10-pounder last week on the grass spoon. Oh yeah, I told y'all about it in the live stream. It was last Thursday. That's right. All right, next deep bait, we're Carolina rigging it up with a 1 ounce weight. And the Carolina rig bait that I've just gone to full time is the Impact Shad. Once again, this is Watermelon Magic Red, but I think any green color would work. We're losing signal. Come back, Shane. Come back, Shane. There we go. Watermelon Magic Red Impact Shad on a Carolina rig with a 1 ounce weight. I don't think it matters. Any type of green color is good. You can probably throw the white colors on. I don't know that color is really all that important on this deal, but that thing on a Carolina rig with a 3/0 light wire hook, boy, I'm telling you, it will catch them. You can cash checks on both sides of the slot limit on that rig right there. Last but not least, maybe my favorite tool. And I'll try to show you guys how beat up this thing is, and you'll maybe believe me. But this is my 3/4 ounce hybrid jig. 3/4 ounce hybrid jig from 6 Sense Lures with a smash crawl for the trailer. That's a Watermelon Magic smash crawl. I just grabbed the next green one. You could throw green pumpkin on here is what I've been throwing mostly. That one's Watermelon Magic. I just grabbed a green crawl out of the box. Brown and green skirt color. I believe this one's Crawfish Drone. Yeah, it looks like Crawfish Drone. Yep. But 3/4 ounce head, and look, I want you guys to look at something if I can show it to you. Obviously, you can see, if you ever get one of these hybrid jigs, you'll see how hard the paint is to get off of them. You can see the paint getting beat off of this one pretty good. Maybe a little bit right there, and hopefully, I don't know. Dadgum signal. If you can see it, there's teeth marks on the head, big time, and we have been stroking them on this jig. Sometimes we're just crawling it. Other times we're really, we're stroking it 4 or 5 feet off the bottom. A lot of those deep fish, you'll see them suspended at about 15 feet, sitting at anywhere from 20 to 25, but they're suspended 15 feet down in the water column. That's when we're really stroking that jig. So that's top 5 baits. I think that was 5. I don't know how to count anymore, but yeah. Sorry, the signal's being crazy. What size hook on the 4.5 hollow belly? 5/0 owner flashy swimmer is what I'm using. Paint is spared, don't care, still catches them. Yeah, when paint starts coming off on the jig head, that just means it's getting broke in good, boys. That's all that means. As long as that hook stays sharp, we're good. I have had some jigs in the past where I've caught so many fish on them, I had to resharpen the hook several times, and finally I just had to throw it away because the hook was dull. What colors am I throwing with the chatterbait? The water was a little dirty in some of the stuff I was throwing, so I picked this one up. It's got a little bit of chartreuse mixed in with the white on the belly, and it's got like a green pumpkin back. I like that because them gizzard shad that I'm targeting have a darker back. I have another one that I'm throwing. I don't think I have one handy, but it's got kind of a smoke pepper black back half. Come on, signal. It's got like a smoked pepper black back half, and the belly of it is white. So I like something with a dark back and a light belly because that's what a gizzard shad has, and that's what I'm trying to imitate. That's what the shallow water fish that I'm targeting are 1,000% eating gizzard shad. And yeah, I'm throwing the watermelon colored trailer on there. I know, it doesn't make any sense, but I don't think it matters that much really. Tilo, you asked online or in his store only. What are you referring to, bud? What area of the lake fort do you fish for early morning topwater, such as walking baits or hollow body frogs? Well, if you want to know areas, you're going to have to buy my map chip, boys. That's it. You can book a trip, you can buy a map chip. That's the way that goes. Some things I have to make a little bit of a living. I try to help as much as I can, but some things I got to get paid for. You can buy my map chip for $50 on my website at yourlakefortguide.com, and it has waypoints, fishing locations, advice on how to fish them, tells you if it's a grass flat, deep water point, what it is, all that good stuff. The Flutter Spoons, yeah, okay, so on the Flutter Spoons, Joe Spates does not have a website. His phone number is 903-765-3398. You can call him and order them, and he'll mail them to you, or go to his store. It's on Highway 17 at the Little Mustang Bridge. Thoughts on the Colorado bladed owner flashy swimmer? Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem throwing that out. I wouldn't have any problem throwing that. I think that big 6-inch hollow belly has so much vibration that if you throw this pearl flash color, that dirty water ain't going to matter. They're going to be able to see it and track it fine. And, you know, as long as it's not super dirty. Like right now, none of the water on Fork's like real, real dirty. So I would think with this color and this big bait, you'll be fine. I don't think you need to add it on the big one. I add it on the small one sometimes just to bring some more drawing power to it. But on that big one, it's so big and vibrates so much, I don't really think I need it. Probably don't need it on the small one the way it rocks, honestly. Man, that thing vibrates hard. That's what she said. Alright, see if I missed any questions. I think I'm caught up. Alright, if you got more questions, let's pop them in. We'll try to answer as many as we can. Eli, come here. What's your favorite fishing bait?
That one and
That one. A jig and a chatterbait, boy, you daddy's boy. You just like your daddy, talking about a jig and a chatterbait, huh? He's going to be a big fish killer, boys. With this heat rolling in, how long the shallow bite lasting in the AM? Well, around the grass, guys, it lasts all day. It changes. They're more scattered in the morning. But there's a little bit of what I like to call an offshore structure bite in the grass. If you can find the offshore structure within the grass flats, they will group up on those in the afternoon just like they do in the deep water. Warriors or calves? Warriors, more of a team. You know what? I like to pull for teams that play together. I'm a big believer in teamwork. Makes the dream work. So I would definitely pull for the Warriors over the Cavs because they're more of a team. Cavs, we all know what that is, man. It's all about one man, and that ain't my style. How many rods are on my deck? Well, I keep about 10 rods on my deck, but you got to remember that I've got 2 customers fishing my rods and myself sometimes fishing my rods. So I've got up to 3 people. So I've got 10 rods, but it's really like 3 1/3, if that makes sense. Real quick question. Today I was out fishing with a flutter spoon. Must have caught 25 catfish before catching a bass. Well, get out of that area and go somewhere that's holding more bass than catfish. That's just an area thing. You were in a school that was predominantly catfish. There's plenty of schools out there that are predominantly bass. The catfish are going to tend to hold a little different structure, a little different cover than bass will. They behave differently. They feed a little differently. So, best advice is to learn to identify those on your electronics and make sure that you get away from those catfish when you start catching them. Have I noticed the catfish population being up this year? Okay, buddy, hold on. Go sit over there. The catfish population is most definitely not up any more than it always is. We've always had a great catfish population. What you guys are seeing is catfish are spawning right now. So there's, like, if you're catching catfish shallow on moving baits and stuff like that, this is when catfish spawn. They spawn hotter than the rest of the species, so that's the deal. Do I still use the Thumper chatterbait? Phoenix bladed Thumper. I don't know which one the Thumper is. There's a bait that I use that was a dead knockoff of the Phoenix, and yes, I do still use that one a lot. That is the jackhammer, the evergreen jackhammer that I just showed you guys there. But I do still use the other one that's a Phoenix knockoff. Would Carolina rig work in a pond max 8? I'll throw a Carolina rig from 1 feet to 100 feet. I mean, Carolina rig can work in all depths. Do you have one rod that will work on swim baits and jigs on the one rod? Yes. 6-cents lures, 7.5 extra heavy with fast action tip. The 7.5 extra heavy from 6-cents lure, 6-cents fishing, Lux rods, it will work for. That's what that 3/4 ounce, this rod right here, that the 3/4 ounce jig is on. You could also throw up to. I wouldn't hesitate to throw the Convict on it. Big ones like 40-pounders hitting the flutter spoon. Yeah, you were in a big school of catfish, bro. That's what you were in. What kind of boat did I have before the Skeeter? Well, I had another Skeeter before this one. Before that, my buddy Tim Rhodes, who's actually watching right now, we used to fish together a lot out of a Phoenix, did some tournaments and just travel around fishing together, stuff like that. Do I fish hard body glide baits like the guys over at Tactical Bass? And yeah, I absolutely do. It's very situational. I'm not is hardcore of a swim baiter, probably because, California swim baiting is a really big deal. And it is here too, but not like it is in California. But I do fish the glide baits. I love the background on my phone is where I caught a 7-pounder and a 4-pounder on one cast on a glide bait. It's one of my favorite things in the world to throw, but it's very situational. And we're kind of in one of those situations. Like there is a situation to throw it in right now. The grass is just not quite perfect for it, but it's almost. Like there may be coming a time here over the next few weeks where I'll pull the glide baits out. The cats were all over your chatterbait the other day. Yeah, they'll get on it, dude. They're spawning. Catfish love a chatterbait. They'll bite that swim bait too, I'll tell you. When they're spawning, man, they're aggressive. What rod for previous scenario in pond with Carolina rig? I'd probably go with the 7.5 heavy with the moderate fast tip on 6-inch Lux rods. That would be kind of my deal. I'd want something in the 7.5 foot range heavy action. Nothing sweeter than owner. I agree. Skeeter, man, I'm not on their pro staff, and it's just the best hull in the game, in my opinion. That's why I run them. We're dragging the Carolina rig. If I want that bait up off the bottom, well, I'll extend my leader, and every once in a while, hold on, stop, buddy. Go over there, stop. I'll extend my leader out to maybe 5-6 foot and give it just kind of a little bit of a snap, and then I'll kick that bait up off the bottom. That impact shad will kick up, kind of glide. I think I'm still caught up on. Oh, the Finch Nasty. I don't throw that Finch Nasty Thumper a whole lot. It's a good chatterbait. I used to throw it, back in the day, but I've kind of gotten away from it. I don't want to say anything bad about it. It's a good bait. Heck, the owner caught a 13-pounder on it this year, so it's obviously a good bait, but I just have some others that I kind of prefer to throw. Yeah, Tim. So to answer to go expand on the boat question, my old tournament partner and good old fishing buddy Tim Rhodes, he's on here right now, and he just commented. We used to fish together in that Phoenix all the time. Well, I got a Skeeter when I started guiding. Well, now Tim's got a Skeeter too after riding in mine a couple times. So I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Spook has been killing it in Colorado. Spook's a great bait. I don't doubt that at all. As hot as it's been, it should be right up there. Hold on just a second. How often do I throw a wacky worm? I throw a wacky worm a lot. It's really a go-to bait of mine when it gets tough. We're kind of getting to that time of year where I may have to start resorting to it in those grass flats, but right now they're still chasing those gizzards around in that grass flat. And while they're doing that, I'm throwing moving baits trying to imitate those gizzards. But I do throw a wacky worm a lot. Like it's definitely a staple bait. Son, you have to be quiet. Caleb Hamby, I have the exact same boat, ZX225, bud. Timmy's got him an FX though. D-Bomb or Reaction Innovations Beaver for flipping and pitching light to medium cover. Reaction Innovations. If I'm picking out of those two alone, Reaction Innovations. Am I punching it? I'm not, but I could be. My two patterns are Gizzard Shad Chasers and Deep Bass. There is a punch and bite that's happening. I'm just not doing it, but it's there. I promise you it's there. Hollow body frog in open water for schooling fish. I mean, it works. There's just other things that work better. Schooling fish are going to slap at your bait a lot, so I really prefer something with treble hooks if I can at all. I like the splashback popper from 6-inch lures. I like the Quake lipless crankbaits from 6-inch lures. And the other thing I like, super sneaky, a jig and spoon. You can throw a jig and spoon a country mile, and you can literally just burn it through them, and that jig and spoon will just kind of do this. Just kind of wander all over the places you're ripping it through there, just burning it back to the boat, and you get a lot of bites on a jig and spoon on schooling fish. And like I said, when they come up a little far away from you, you can chunk it a mile. So that's a little top secret guide trick you can just hold in your back pocket there. Good first bass fishing boat, preferably a Skeeter boat. What was my first? My first ever bass boat was a 93 model Pro Gator 17-footer, like 16 foot 11 inches with a 115 Mercury Mariner. Had a Lowrance HDS 5 on the dash, some old black and white Lowrance on the bow, and a motor guide trolling motor. That was the first glass boat. I had a pond hopping plastic boat before that though. When am I going to start the singing lessons videos? That's comment of the night right there, Pro Player. I see you. Yeah. Don't worry. That ain't coming anytime soon, big dog. How long a leader on Carolina rig for pond? Yeah, I would stick in the 2 to 3 foot range on that T-low in the pond. You know, maybe, just depends on how far the fish are off the bottom. That's... I like about a 2 to 3 foot leader normally on a Carolina rig, and the only time I go longer than that's when I feel like the fish are up off the bottom. Have I been in a 2018 Skeeter? Tim Rhodes, what year model is yours? Is it 2018? I think it is. I think so. I've been in Tim's. It was a 2018. Tim says he remembers my first. Tim, you remember that old Pro Gator? I used to tournament fish. That's when we first met, bro. I used to tournament fish like crazy out of that thing. I didn't care. I went out there and just went after everybody. Yeah. In fact, the first tournament I fished out of it, I won. That was a good boat. It was red too, red and silver. Good times, man. I caught a lot of big fish out of that boat. Let's see. Somebody had a good question up here. Let's see. Tim says that boat won, so it did win some money. Somebody had something about top 5 baits for early post spawn after 3 to 4 inches of rain and up and coming cold front. Early post spawn, cold front coming, muddy water, water rising. Movement ADX, a frog, a swim jig, chatterbait, and a flipping creature bait, like a half ounce, probably like a 3/8 to half ounce jig, compact jig. Maybe replace that with a like Senko, maybe like a black Senko. How much time do I spend on the water on my average day, not on a guide trip? Man, the vast majority of my days on the water are guide trips. On guide trips, I'm on the water 9 hours, give or take 8.5, 9 hours. If you count, taking out the lunch break there. My guide trips usually last 9.5 hours. Myself, it's till I've accomplished the goal. If it's a filming day, it's till I've caught enough fish to make a video. If it's a day where I'm just scouting and experimenting, then it's till I answer whatever questions I want to answer. Sometimes it's 3 hours, sometimes it's 12 hours. I mean, it just depends. That's a hard question for me to put an exact number on. Have I heard of the new reservoir they're building? Yes, I have. Bodart Lake Eli. You got to go sit over there. Go sit on your bucket over there, buddy. Be still, okay? Thank you. The lightweight sun shirts with the hood. So I actually lost my connection to the manufacturer that I was using for clothing. So I'm at a standstill on clothing. I'm absolutely going to come out with some more lightweight shirts and all kinds of apparel in the future. Right now, I've just been so busy, it's hard for me to get something else set up. So I would look for that. As I start winding down towards the end of the summer, I will try to get something set up. As we roll into fall, should have some more apparel available then. And I'm sorry for the delay in that. I know a lot of you guys want to buy it, and I appreciate it very much, but we'll get it as soon as possible. Open guide dates. So I have June 25th and 26th, and then just some scattered dates throughout July. I've got about half of July booked up, but not all of it. So lots of good summer fishing to be done, guys. These fish bite. I mean, we catch big ones in the summer. We do. There is a chance that some days are slower than others in the summer, but it's never a bad time to come to Lake Fork or a lot of these East Texas lakes, and we catch a lot of good ones. If I were to hire a guide to learn about deep water fishing, would you, Mike McFarland or Mark Pack, be best to teach me? That's going to depend on what you want to learn. If you want to learn specifically about electronics, it's Mike McFarland. If you want to learn specifically about Lake Fork and big fish, it's Mark Pack. Just deep fishing in general, both of them can get that job done. I promise you that. They both have their strengths out there. Mike is an electronics guru, for sure on Lawrence, no doubt. And he's a good overall deep fisherman. And he understands the why of what's going on out there better than just about anybody else I know. Mark Pack is a trophy hunter at its finest. He understands East Texas and Lake Fork and these giant bass that live here. He understands the big fish better than just about anybody out there. So that's kind of the synopsis on my opinion on both of them. Both great. Can't go wrong with either one. I love both of them to death. Where do you go to book? So you can call me or text me at 903-519-1542 to book a trip. Or you can go to yourlakeforkguide.com. Send me an email there. You can message me on my Facebook page. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So Facebook, my website, email, and then call or text. Call or text is the easiest one. Can you explain to me how a guide trip with you works? I've never fished deeper than 10 feet. I would love to go out with you and fish for some big bass during summer. Well, guide trip with me, how it works is we meet, you book the trip, then a couple days before the trip, I'll call you and say, here's the kind of the game plan, here's how the fish are biting, here's what they're doing, and just go over the general game plan for the day and meeting time. We'll meet that morning, we go out, and I can provide all the equipment. I provide waters in the boat for everybody. We stop at a restaurant for lunch, so you don't have to bring anything. You can literally just show up with a fishing license in yourself, and you're good to go. Certainly welcome to bring your own rods if you want to, or welcome to bring other drinks or snacks for the boat or whatever. Then we're going to go out and fish. Now, as far as whether or not we're going to fish deep, that's going to depend on the fish, guys. We don't always fish deep. I do fish deep. I'll probably fish shallow more than most, though. That's kind of my deal. I tend to zig when others zag. I like to be the first one in front of patterns, and then once everybody else gets on it, I go find something else. That kind of tends to be my MO. There's a lot of times when everybody on the lake might be fishing deep, and they're probably catching them, but I like to go shallow because I have some of that stuff to myself, and I'm catching them up there. And there is no guarantee on any guide trip. You can't guarantee fish. I mean, it's, I tell this all the time, but, when the TTBC was here and Keith Combs and them boys broke every record that there ever was for the big boys fishing tours, that was the best fishing those group of guys had ever experienced in the history of tournament bass fishing. And Kevin Van Dam was the clear #1 angler in the world, and he caught 2 fish for 5 pounds. So if he can do that, we can have bad days too. Anybody tells you they don't ever have zeros or they don't ever have days where they don't catch them, they're lying. They're lying. It happens to all of us. But that's the truth. And I will promise you this. I guarantee we're going to have fun. No doubt. In my boat, we're going to have a good time. You can ask anybody that's ever gone with me. We have fun. And I'm going to work my freaking tail off. If they ain't biting somewhere, we're going to run and do something else. I'm going to do whatever I think I can to put us in the best situation to be around big fish and give you a chance to catch big fish. That's what I do. Where is it at? What's Caleb Hamby? I'm getting so far behind on some of these comments. T. Lowe says he can testify to the fun factor. I appreciate it, buddy. Where are my seminars at? My seminars are at Lake Fork Marina. We actually have one tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Me and Mike McFarland will be there talking about this early transition into hot summer patterns. And how to stay on those fish and where they go and kind of how they behave. So that Lake Fork Marina is where we're holding those seminars, and it's tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and then every 2 weeks after that. I know I'm missing some stuff. I'm sorry if I missed some stuff. We had a lot of them coming in there. Caleb, you're saying where is it at? Saw it on the news. I'm not sure what you're asking about, buddy. J.L. Hoffey, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining us. Timmy Rose, never a dull moment on the water with Billy. That's kind of true. J-Laugh, I appreciate you, sir. Seminar is tomorrow night, this Friday, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. All right. I think I've called questions. I'm not seeing any. I may have missed some. But We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Signal's trying to go out again. Here we go, fighting the signal. Come on back one more time.